What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the second half of a back-to-back. This is another Grizz Game Day update. I'm Kelcey. That's Mike. Tonight, the Memphis Grizzlies look to bounce back. They take on the LA Lakers here at FedExForum. The game tips off at 7 o'clock. Mike, Jaren, after the game, said he's not even going to watch yesterday's game. He's going to focus on the next opponent. So what is the main focus going into today's game against the Lakers?
I like that you said that about Jaren because I think Jaren just simply needs to pick up where he left off. You know, he had an aggressive game. He tried to attack and score at all three levels. I want that Jaren bottled up and coming back from last night to tonight because the Grizzlies will not have a chance in this game unless Jaren Jackson Jr. plays the way he played last night. The key too is, not to get sidetracked. This is a Grizzlies team that loves to get under the opponent's skin. They love to get in the heads of their opponents. That's the Dylan Brooks philosophy right there. But if you dish it, you better be able to take it. And this team has to have some mental resolve, some resilience, because it's going to be an adversity type game tonight when you go up against the Lakers, because you're probably not going to get the benefit of the 50-50 calls or the 50-50 balls unless you go out and snatch this game. They have a chance, but they got to go ahead and get their mind right first. This is a mind right game first for me, Kelcey.
No, for sure. And LeBron and AD are both probable for tonight. That means Dylan will most likely guard LeBron. Jaren will most likely guard AD. So they have their hands full on there. I think key number one, it wasn't even going to be a key, but defend without fouling. If we look at other keys, I was looking at the last game the Grizzlies played against the Lakers back in October, the end of October. That game was lost 121-118, but man, it was a good one. That was when Ja had 40 and 10 assists. Obviously without Ja tonight, but we didn't have Dylan in that game, so Dylan is back. The thing that stuck out to me the most, and it's been sticking out for the last maybe 3 or 4 games with the Grizzlies, is the offensive rebounds and the second chance points. So I went back in history. It took me a long time to get back to find the box score. But in that game, the Grizzlies had 18-9 offensive rebounds. The LA Lakers had 9 second chance points. The Grizzlies had 32. And now if they are going to have AD starting in that 5 position, which they did in their last game against the Celtics, which is I don't know if he's necessarily a starting 5. I think the goal is to attack him and capitalize on the offensive glass. That would be my.
You're going to have to make Anthony Davis play on both ends. He tends to get to coast a lot on the defensive end because he's a great defender, but he's more of a space defender as opposed to an on-ball type defender. So, the Grizzlies aren't going to mix up what they do starting 5-wise, I don't believe. So that means Jonas is going to get the first crack. Jonas has to continue to put the pressure on AD in the paint.
Steven Adams.
Steven. Why do I keep saying Jonas? Jonas.
Wishful.
Look, Jonas. Hey, I love Jonas.
He had a big game yesterday. He had 23 and 17 or something.
It is. That's just how much love I have for Jonas. Jonas, keep doing your thing down there.
Steven Adams had a big game against the Lakers last game. He had 14 points, 16 rebounds, 6 assists.
There you go. And that also underscores the success that Steven Adams get his name right, Michael Wallace, because he deserves your respect, and he certainly has it. But yeah, as long as he continues to do that, then that's going to put pressure on the front line and force whichever team is going to have to be forced to make an adjustment is going to be the team that's going to be at a disadvantage. Jaren Jackson needs to be strong. Steven Adams needs to be aggressive in the paint. And then you just have to stop fouling because that's going to be key. LeBron is going to definitely attack Dylan Brooks. He knows who Dylan is now, right? He used to ignore Dylan. Now Dylan has gotten into LeBron's head a little bit, so LeBron knows who he is.
Yeah, the other thing on the defensive end, yes, please let's not foul, especially those 2 guys that are foul prone. We need them in the game tonight, is limiting the 3. They've got a lot of guys who can get up threes and make threes. In the last game, Melo had 6 threes. He brought it back to his Nuggets days. He had 6 threes. They've got guys off the bench that can hit threes too, that, they've got Ellington, Monk, they've got a whole bunch of guys who can get hot from the 3-point line. And the Grizzlies really need to do a good job at one, not fouling, so not letting them blow by you and getting those late fouls, which they, are prone to doing, but also closing out hard because this is a team that can shoot and get really hot from the 3-point line. And if they get hot from the 3, it's hard to keep up.
And you have to get back in defensive transition because even if Russell Westbrook is going to be a one-man fast break, he's going coast to coast. He's going to attack the paint because he doesn't want to operate in the mid-range. He doesn't want to operate from 3. He wants to get as close to that rim as possible. So you have to get back in defensive transition to limit that early offense that the Lakers like to do. But also, these are going to be key minutes for guys that are deep on that bench in the rotation now because of injuries. Killian Tilly played first quarter minutes last night. You know, John Conchar played first quarter minutes last night. Santi Aldama is in the first quarter rotation now. Those three guys have to bring it. They have to bring something to the table to keep the Grizzlies bench in this game when the Lakers go to their bench. Because again, Carmelo's coming off the bench. He's going to provide production. The Grizzlies have to match that production with their bench guys too.
Yeah, it's interesting that you bring up transition defense as well, because these two teams are 2 and 4 in fast break points in the league. So no matter what, we're going to have a track meet out there. It's going to be kind of who can defend that track meet better. So It's going to be fast. It's going to be fun. I hope we have more Grizzlies jerseys and Lakers jerseys. We shall see. The game tips off at 7:00 tonight. You can watch it on Valley Sports Southeast. Listen on ESPN Radio 92.9. Tune into all of our Memphis Grizzlies social channels at MemGrizz. And you can grab your tickets at 901-888-HOOP.